Okay, guys, round two, episode two. We got Hidde all the way from the Netherlands. How's it going, brother?
Yeah, it's going very good. So thanks for having me on. Really excited for this call. So thanks.
Absolutely, absolutely. I was excited for it too. I know we just met like 2 weeks ago. You
Yeah,
commented on the last podcast interview with Kai, and
yeah.
we started talking on Instagram. And you got a crazy story, brother, like how you're making it happen over there in the Netherlands, first and foremost, but how you're also killing it. You
Uh,
started 7 months ago, right?
yeah, that's right. Yeah, 7 months ago.
Okay, so how'd you get into couch flipping then, like 7 months ago? Kind of get into your story a bit.
I've always been into flipping stuff, so went to the thrift shop to look for clothing items and sell them on the local marketplace. And then I went into flipping Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Mhm.
So that's when it started. I had a pretty big account on the biggest marketplace in Europe, and yeah, started to sell bundles I get from people. I just buy collections of them and sell them separately. So that's how I build up some cash. And yeah, I was looking for more profitable items with a higher price. And yeah, just started to look around on YouTube, on TikTok, things like that. And that's how I came across this. And that's how it started.
At that time, I know you said you were working a terrible job. I think we can
Oh
all
yeah.
relate. You
Yep.
said you were working somewhere where you were putting in 50-hour weeks, really
Yep.
being like a rock star at work, but you
Yep.
weren't being appreciated. The boss wasn't ever saying thank you. Touch on that a little bit, because I think that's something that we can all relate to.
Yeah. So I worked in a supermarket as a cashier, but I went up to like management tasks. And it was fun there because you work a lot with people from your same age. I met my girlfriend over there,
Hey,
met a lot of, yeah, cool people. But yeah, like you said, I work like 50, 60 hours a week, helping everyone, always be ready to help them. But yeah, at the end wasn't that good for me. I think it's not very good for the people who work there. So I was
mhm.
like, yeah, why don't I make my own money and be my own boss?
How long did it take from when you first heard about couch flipping to like get started and actually try it out?
That was like in between 2 weeks.
Oh,
I
dang.
yeah, I heard from it in the summer of 2022. So I was looking into it a little bit, but I had to do my final exam for my study, and
Mhm.
I had to do stuff at the place I worked for my study. So I had like, yeah, I first have to finish that, and then I can look further. So then probably at the end of 2022, I was looking more into it. I was
Mhm.
like, yeah, why don't I give it a go? Just get a couch, get a small storage unit, and use my mom's car with a little trailer. And I was like, yeah, what can go wrong?
Right.
So yeah, I picked up the first couch. I set them in the storage unit, and I drove home. And I was thinking, yeah, now I'm a couch flipper.
Yeah. The
So yeah,
beginnings.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, but there was no electricity in the unit there, so I had to take it from there to my parents' house and clean it in the garden, and then put it back to the storage unit. And yeah, the first couch was sold within 2 days, so I was like, oh wow, this can make me money.
Right. I
Yep,
always tell people that first sale is the sweetest
yep,
because there's a little bit of evidence now of, hey, dang,
yeah,
this is something that works and I can make my own money. I can
yeah,
have profits over like job wages and paychecks.
yeah.
So that's
So
a
I
big
was
breakthrough.
Yep, I had 2 days off in a week for my work. So I used those 2 days mostly to get the couches and clean them. And I sold them in the evening when I was done working. Yeah, was delivering them.
When did you go to school as well? Because you're studying financing, right?
Yeah, yeah. In the last year, I haven't gone to school that much. It was also not necessary. I had to do a lot of research at home. task at my job, which was related to my study.
Mhm.
And yeah, so some weeks of sometimes in the year I take like 3 to 4 days off to go full on the study before a test.
Mhm.
But yeah, other days I don't go to my school that much.
Nice. So it doesn't take up too much time.
No, and I only have to do like 4 tests and then I'm finished.
Well, congrats, because I know you
Yep.
said that that's been helpful for you when you decided to like go full time flipping.
Yep.
Let's get into that. When did you make the decision of like, okay, it's time to quit my job? Like this thing works.
Yep. Set my goal to sell 10,000 euros of couches. And
Mhm.
then I was like, okay, if I can do that, I quit my job and I go full on the couch flipping. So
Mhm.
that's almost 2.5 months ago.
Mm.
And I had all my tasks for the study finished at my job. So it was the right time to leave there.
Right.
Yep.
And you also mentioned to me, not only did you quit your job and kind of close the door on working there at the supermarket, but you also mentioned to me that you kind of closed the door on other things like partying,
Yep.
kind of like
Yep.
spending money on stupid stuff,
Mm.
and which we all had that phase. But you said you
Sure.
closed the door and moved on to where you're like dedicated and
Yeah.
hungry and like putting your head down and staying focused. So what happened there to where you're like, man, I've got to change not only my job, but like some of my habits and stuff.
Yeah, so when I'm cleaning couches, I mostly listen to podcasts about how to be successful and how to get money and something like that. So that's where I sort of started the mindset of stop spending money on stupid stuff and go out partying a lot. So yeah,
Mhm.
I usually go on the Fridays with my girlfriend away, and most of the other times in the week I just working on the business.
Mhm. Well, that's awesome, man. You told me that you love the work you're putting in.
I'm really happy about how it's going, but also the freedom I have now. I'm doing it for myself because sometimes when I think I want to go with my grandma for lunch, I just can go to her and not worried about being at my job.
Right. That's the
So that freedom
biggest.
is awesome.
Exactly. Let's go back into when you first got your first couch, you sold it, then you, after 2.5 months, you saved up 10,000, right?
Yep.
Euros.
Yep.
Then you quit your job. What I love about your story is how you take small steps that add up to bigger steps. Like you
Yep.
stair step and plan it out. And I
Yep.
know there's been some accomplishments so far, like you've gotten your new van. You
Yep.
just moved into a new space. So kind of share about how that's come to be where you've been able to like stair step into expanding your business.
Yeah. I think it's also because I don't want to put a loan on my business to get money from a bank or something. I just want to do it my own on my own, so I don't
Mhm.
have the liabilities to a bank or something. So that's the mentality of getting the money and then use that to move on. So
Right.
I with the Pokemon cards, I saved up a little bit of money. I bought the little trailer I wanted to use, and I
Mhm.
used my mom's car, and I got from like a 90 feet square feet storage unit to I think it was about 250 square meters storage unit. After that, with electricity, so I can clean them at my storage unit.
Nice.
And then I saved up all the money for a van because it's always raining here in the Holland. So yeah,
Mhm.
with the trailer, it's a little bit of a hassle to not get the couches wet.
Right.
Um, I actually put the little trailer on the marketplace, and I bought it for like 200 euros, and I got an offer for 300 euros. So I was going to flip that, but
Mhm.
yeah, it was standing in my street here, and someone stepped the tires, so they were flat. So I had to
Oh,
give it away for free to someone because I couldn't fix it.
right.
And yeah, then it's when I started to look into getting a van because yeah, then it's always dry in the van and I can use it whenever I want because I wasn't need my mom's car. So I saved up all the money for the van, bought the van, and then was going to full hustling on getting new couches, sell them, and
Mhm,
save up all my money to get into the new storage units I'm now in.
mhm. I love that so much. The van is sweet. I'm gonna put a picture up of it. It's
Yeah.
so clean. I want one so bad because I face the same struggles as you, like lots of rain over here.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I have
yeah.
a canopy on the truck, but it
Yeah,
doesn't
I saw.
fit
Yeah,
as much as a van does. Like a van
yeah,
is awesome. But there's
yeah.
something you told me, one thing you do with your van is like every delivery, you make sure you don't come home with it empty. Like you try to
Nope.
schedule a pickup on the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Why do you do that?
When I'm going to deliver a couch, I always set up a pickup in the same area, so I
Mhm,
don't go back with the empty van and use all the gas on nothing. And
mhm,
yeah, I can just drive to the next person to get the couch and then go back to the storage unit. So it's more efficient. And I also don't drive during heavy traffic moments. So in the
mhm.
morning or in the afternoon, I always schedule the deliveries and the pickups around that.
Right.
So yeah, in the middle of the day or in the evenings when it's not that busy. You can't always make it happen, but if you
Mhm.
are aware of it, it will help.
Right. Especially with your approach in the couch flipping game. I know you said that average sale price over there in the Netherlands are a little bit lower than they are
Yeah,
compared to the
yeah,
US.
yep,
So you try to sell like 8 to 10 units a week, which is more volume, of course.
yeah.
So
It's more of a volume game here. Yeah.
yeah. So what have you learned from that? Just selling lots of volume.
I think I always used to clean them in the beginning of the week and sell them in the weekend because then it's the busiest. So
Hmm.
I need to have them cleaned by Wednesday, all the couches, so they can be on the marketplace so people can message me.
Hmm.
But I think it's also you have to schedule it right with pickups and the deliveries after that to get the most couches that are available here.
Right.
And also because I used to have a small storage unit, I got really efficient with how to store them. With
Hmm.
yeah, like I didn't have that much space, so I had to store them all in like 250 square feet, and I
Yeah.
was storing about 10 to 12 couches on in that space.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
And you actually showed me how to do it properly because I sent you a picture of my storage and you're like,
yeah,
hey, bro, is there a reason you're not doing them all vertically?
yeah,
And you sent me a photo of how you do it vertically, like having them face each other
yeah. I put
and
the
the
couches
pillows.
inside of it. Yeah.
Exactly. And I was like, genius, man. Like that could save me so much more space even right now. So you definitely had to learn how to make that work in your small storage unit.
Yeah, I had this. I had two storage units together and then two separate on the other side of the building, and that was like, let me see, that was 46. 46 square feet, and I put 3 to 4 couches in that space. So
Mm,
if you stack them all like together and put the cushion inside of it, it's you can put one on this side and one on this side, and then one in front of it.
mhm. That's
So yeah,
crazy efficient because it can get overwhelming when you're doing volume and you just have
yeah,
couches lying around, nowhere to
yeah.
work. It can get stressful.
And I got a little system in that because I had one bigger storage unit and then the two storage units, they were like 46 square meters,
Hmm.
square feet. And I used to set the dirty couches in there. And I was like, okay, today I'm going to clean this storage unit. And I cleaned them all, put them back in. And then the next day I could do the other storage unit. So you get a little system in it
Right.
to yeah to do that.
To tackle it and not be
Yeah, so
scared of
the
them.
yeah, so you don't have dirty couches in between the clean couches.
Right, right. Separate them. That's
Yeah,
smart.
yeah,
Heck yeah. One thing you mentioned is when you're working, you're always listening to podcasts,
yeah,
audios, thinking about success.
yeah. Like the previous video you made, I listened when I was cleaning a couch.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
What does that do for you to get that positive input?
Yeah, that gives you a lot of positivity and gives me a lot of motivation um to hustle, to make the most out of it, to be happy, to love what you're doing. If you
Right.
just listen to music, it can be. I sometimes used to listen to music when I have to move couches or something like that. But when you have to focus, yeah, I just listen to podcasts,
Yeah,
and that gives me a positive vibe. And I think that's one of the best things to have.
exactly. Because it gets you thinking about your future and being
Yeah.
better.
And sometimes you listen to the same uh, kind of podcast, but yeah, sometimes it comes at the right moment to hear advice from someone.
Right.
Yep.
So what are you looking forward to? Because you're only barely at halfway through a year,
Yeah,
7 months in. Like, what do you think the rest of this year will hold for you?
I have to finish my study at the end of this year. So I set for me a time frame to when I'm finished with my study, I can look what I want to do. Want to work? Do I want to work in the space where I did my study for, or do I want to move on with the couch flipping business? So
Mhm.
I think that's taking a lot of pressure off it to make it happen now because I have something. Okay, that's a point in the year I can make a decision.
Mhm.
And from there on, yeah, I just have to yeah to see if I want to go with it or I
Mhm.
want to leave it. But yeah, what I'm seeing now, I love it. I like it. It's making
Mhm.
me good money, so why not?
Right. And also, you mentioned that there's no competition where you're at, man. Like,
Almost none. I spoke to one person in the beginning, just to have a feeling with it, to how he is doing it. He's doing it for 4 years now, but I
mhm.
was like, yeah, I can do that too. He was doing it with two other persons and was doing about the same volume I'm doing now. So I was like, yeah, if he can do it, I can do it. And I
Right.
could do it at my at my own. So yeah.
Exactly. That's what you said, something key right there. If he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
That's always been my mentality when I look at other successful people or other people doing something that I'm not doing yet. Seeing like the fact that they could accomplish it
Yeah.
means that I can too, or I can at least do half of what they're doing. Like that's why I
Yeah.
love the audios and the podcasts. Like that's what it really does. I love hearing the people's story because there's going to be somebody listening to this, hearing that you quit your job at a supermarket, ended up going full time couch flipping, getting your own van,
Yeah.
doing all this stuff, and they're going to say, "Man, if he can do it, I can do it too."
I can do it too. Yeah, that's
Right.
right. So for in the future, I have been looking for a bigger van so I can store more couches in it, so I can schedule like 3 or 4 pickups in a row and then go back to my storage unit. But
Hmm.
I've also been looking into showroom models or return pallets from furniture stores. But
Hmm.
yeah, that's something I have to look in for the future.
Right. It sounds like you're really present. You're like, it's working right now. I know a decision is going to be coming down the road, but that's the beauty of this opportunity is you can do it and have the time to like, okay, what's my next move? What's my next
Yeah.
play?
So yeah, I heard someone say that couch flippers are also good house flippers because you can see deals in something
Hmm.
and make it better and then sell it for a profit. So maybe
Right.
that's the next step
Yeah. I mean,
to go
it's
from couch for Pokemon cards to couches to houses.
right. I know. I mean, the flipping game is because you even noticed that when you went from Pokemon to
Yeah,
couches, is that there were some similarities.
yeah, yeah,
What were
sure.
some of those similarities in the process?
You can see cash in another man's trash. That's
Mm,
something I think is very true because some people just throwing away stuff or putting it up to sale because they want to get rid of it. And if you have the knowledge about a particular space or area of products, you can see good deals on marketplaces and you can make money of it.
cash in the trash. I like that,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. So
So
if you
true.
if you have the knowledge about products or some business things, you can use that to make profit of something.
Yeah, and thinking about it, like what business is it just a big flipping game? Like,
Yeah,
can I take
that's
this
it.
10 grand, turn it into 20? Can I take this 20, turn it into 40? Like,
Yeah, I think you learn a lot about working with clients, with people, with how to put something up for sale, how to make descriptions, how to be more professional than
mhm,
others. I think that's helping a lot of people doing this to get further in life, in
right.
business.
For sure. You said something about becoming more professional than others. I know
Yeah,
right now you're currently building staging spot
yeah,
in your new
yeah,
storage. How's
yeah.
that going?
Almost finished.
Can't
Now
wait to
I'm
see it.
using the public space in the storage units where I was before to take the photos, and that was yeah, it was kind of professional because I had a white background, but yeah, you see it's in a storage unit. So if you can make it more professional, people have a better feeling of the product when they're going to buy it.
Right.
Yeah,
That's for sure. But I loved even when you were staging at the storage unit and you could tell it's a storage unit, you
yeah,
still decided to add like the carpet and the
yeah,
little coffee table and stuff. Like that stuff makes you even different at a storage unit, you know?
yeah.
Like people don't go
That's
the
true.
extra mile to do that.
You have to be a little bit creative about it because
Mhm.
the new staging area I'm currently building, I wanted to have a white background, so I went there with my mom to put up white wood on the wall, but
Mhm.
it wasn't going up, and it didn't work that well. So my mom was like, "Why don't you make it like an sort of industrial kind of staging area?" So that's where I'm going now.
Oh, nice.
So
So your mom's been
it's
helping you. Your mom's
oh, shout
awesome.
out to my mom. She is helping me a lot. But the first time I was coming home, I said to her, "I'm going to flip couches." She was like, "No, you're crazy."
Mm.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh no, you're not going to do this." I was like, "Yeah, let me try."
Right. You're like, Mom, stop. Let me
Yeah,
use the
and
garden. I'll clean the couch out there.
and now she's telling it to everybody how proud she is of of how it's going.
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
yeah, I understand. But
For
yeah,
sure.
she helped me a lot with she went to work on her bike so I can use her car to get the couches. Yeah, things like that. And she's always if you have a rip in the couch, she
Mhm.
told me how I can repair it and that kind of stuff.
That's
So yeah,
amazing, dude.
yeah,
That makes
she's
me so
helping me.
happy.
Yeah, she's helping me a lot to make the new storage unit like I want it to be.
Hmm.
She even
Dang.
sent me links of products I can sell.
Hmm. Dude, that's
Yeah,
amazing because you're
yeah,
making her proud. And what's a better motivation than making your family proud? You
yeah.
know, I posted
That's
this on
true.
my Instagram yesterday. Like, why not become the go-to person in your family?
Yeah,
Why not?
why
Like
not?
the one that can take care of business financially, physically, mentally, spiritually. You're
Yeah,
doing it, bro.
she helped me a lot, and yeah, that's great. But she's also she was worried in the beginning of it.
For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, for
All
sure.
parents are, man.
Yeah,
Like,
she was like, "Oh, you're getting someone's old stuff, and why do you want it?" And
mhm,
yeah. So actually, what was a big thing for me when I wanted to start, she also mentioned it, was in my past, I used to do judo. So I had a really bad back injury from that. So she was like, yeah, you can do it with the injury in your back. I was like, yeah, give it
mm,
a try.
mhm. Is it still
Yeah,
give you pain to this day?
yeah, every day.
Holy
Yep.
cow.
Yeah, but yeah, you learn to live with it, and also when you're moving couches, you learn little tricks to make it easy, like the
Mhm,
little carts, the dollies you use, or how
mhm.
to slide it off a stair or something like that. So
Right.
you learn it on the way how to deal with
Mhm.
more easily.
Exactly. And I know that with the couches you sell, you
Yeah,
told me since the average sale price is like 2 to 300,
yeah,
usually they're the smaller couches.
yeah, yeah.
You're not getting caught with like the big boy recliners that like
No,
I stay away from those too, man.
yeah.
Like those are bad for your back and they take up too much space. Like,
Yeah, I rather do two of the smaller couches in the time you can clean a very big couch and make like 600 euros on it when you can make 500 euros on one couch.
mm, I like that mentality, man.
Yeah. And
Um,
also when you do a lot of volume, you get a lot of reviews. So that's also makes your profile look better.
mhm. And also you're getting so many interactions and like
Yeah,
you're getting reps that make you feel more confident. Like the only times that I feel like low or my mood is down in the couch game is when I
yeah,
don't have any sales.
yeah,
But when I'm having sale, when you're doing volume and you're having sales consistently through the week, like you said, 8 to 10, like
yeah,
you feel good all the damn time.
yeah.
Not that you want to let outside circumstances determine your mood, but when you see that
It's
cash
giving you
flowing in,
motivation. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's a reinforcement of like, okay, something's working.
Yep,
But
that's true. And also, what I used to do is because I sell them at quite low price here.
mhm,
I get a lot of people messaging me, and what I do is I never put the listing on reserved or sold when it's not gone. And people messaging me, and I'm like, yeah, sorry, it's reserved for someone, but if it comes available, I will text you. But also, I ask them, what kind of couch do you want? What measurements? What color? What material? And I make a little list of it. So I have a list of some people who want specific couches. And when I got one, I message them, hey, I got a couch. Maybe you like it. And yeah, sometimes I sell them to
mhm.
them because they are sort of on a waiting list.
Right. That's
Yeah.
smart, man. Oh, you're not letting nothing get
No,
wasted, like no interaction.
no. Yeah, sometimes they say, yeah, I already got a couch. And I'm like, oh, that's good for you. But yeah, some people are still waiting for a couch for to buy for me.
Right. And people love that, like that personal touch of
Yeah,
somebody asking you, like, what do you want? You know?
yeah. And so, and maybe you send them a one couch and they don't like it. They know you're not forget them and
Right.
you're
You're
interested in them.
looking for them. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Heck yeah, dude. I need to do that. And that takes like going the extra mile, like
yeah,
taking the time to create a list of, I'm sure you have it in your notes somewhere on a piece of paper of
yeah,
like, okay, 10 names that you got to follow back up with.
yeah,
And that's like
yeah,
working your leads. Like, dang, man, that's awesome.
yeah. But sometimes I don't have to make a listing and they're already sold.
And that's the best case scenario, you know.
Yeah. The craziest thing about that, what I did was I kind of drop shipped a couch.
Mhm,
Someone was looking for a couch and I found it on the marketplace and it was already cleaned by a professional cleaning business like 3 months ago.
mhm,
So I messaged the people who wanted it and I said, hey, I can get this couch for uh, I can sell it to you for 300 euros. And they were, oh yeah, like fine. And I told the person with the couch like, can I get it for 100? And they were, yeah, I need to get rid of it today. So I picked it up and drove straight to the person to deliver it. So
mm.
that was crazy.
Smooth.
That was crazy.
And didn't even take it to storage, just like
No, yeah,
connecting the dots, man. That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Hustler right there. What do you like to do in your free time, man? Like
Oh,
nowadays, when you do have some free time, you got a
what I
girlfriend?
yeah, I have a girlfriend, so that takes a lot of time and money.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, you
uh,
got the big bucks now, so don't worry
yeah,
about
that's
that.
right. That's right. So yeah, I go out with her, and yeah, most of the time I'm just home watching videos about couch flipping or other businesses, or yeah, sometimes I have to work on school, but yeah,
Mhm,
I always filter my YouTube on the newest videos of couch flipping, and I watch all of them.
mhm.
And on TikTok, I just search couch flipping and filter it to not seen yet, and then you see all. Maybe if you can what one ID from 50 videos,
Mhm.
that's good.
Right. Is there
So
quite a
yeah,
bit of content on TikTok of couch
moi,
flipping?
a little bit.
A little bit.
Most of them is the same, but yeah, sometimes you get an idea from it. And I think when you like your like the thing you're doing, you don't mind working 70 hours a week on it. You enjoy it. So yeah, your free time can go to that because you like it.
Right. Clarify what goes into like 70-hour work weeks? Like, what does that look like?
I think about 10 hours of that is to replying to messages in the evening when you're back home. But most of the days I'm gone by 8 a.m. in the morning and I'm back like in the middle of the night. I come home to dinner, but then I'm always, because you're doing such volume, you have to clean a lot of couches in the week.
Mhm.
So I think most of the time I'm just cleaning, driving, getting couches, having people to come by to look for couches. But yeah, also this week is really about moving into the new space. So that's also taking a lot of time.
If you had to delegate one of those tasks, which one would you choose first?
I think pickup, because cleaning, I want to know that it's clean and not someone telling me, oh yeah, I cleaned it, but I have to be sure it's cleaned.
Right.
And delivery, you make the best connection with people when you're delivering it, and um they tell to friends, I bought a couch by him, and he was such a good service. And if
Mhm.
you outsourcing that to someone, you can't always give the same energy that you have. Picking up is the first thing I want to outsource, because they only have to check it if it's not broken, and the rest I can fix.
Right. I didn't think about it like that because I always tell people like I would definitely get rid of or delegate cleaning, but it would be hard to find somebody that like thoroughly cleans a couch like I know I can.
Yeah,
Also, the delivery part, most of my reviews have been about more or less the interaction that they had
yeah,
with me at delivery, more than the couch, even most of the time. Like,
yeah. You're the face of the business, so
mhm,
that's that's the most important thing.
mhm,
And also, I'm looking into getting some business cards with maybe a QR code on it to what's referring to my business account on the marketplace. But because some people are asking, do you have a card or a phone number or something you can leave here? I can give it to my friends. A friend told me that. He was like, why don't you make like a script with a link or all your details in it and just send them after the delivery? Something like, thanks again for the delivery,
mhm,
for buying the couch, and please give a review, and here are my details if you want to give to someone else.
mhm. That's genius.
Yeah,
Well, is there anything else you would share for the newest person wanting to get started, maybe, and they're just unsure about it? What advice would you give them?
first of all, just give it a try. You can max lose about 200 euros for the gas, rental of some stuff maybe. But
Mhm,
also, when you want to get started, watch all of your videos. I did it. I watched all of them and I got so much inspiration and knowledge about them. But just do your research. And one thing, what my brother told me, I didn't do it when I started, but I think it's good if you want to start. He said, why don't you list our couch? You don't have to sell it, but you can just list it and see what people are willing to give for it. Or maybe
mhm,
go to your friend or your grandparents and take pictures of their couches, put them up for sale, and get the impressions of what people want to pay. You don't have to sell them, but you can get impressions from it.
That's some great advice, especially starting out. All we need is like a little bit of evidence that, oh, this works. And like
Yeah,
that skyrockets the belief that, dang, there's something here, to where even an
yeah,
impression could give you that belief.
yeah, because then you know what you are willing to pay for couches if you know you can sell it for that price.
Mhm,
Otherwise, you're just guessing in the beginning.
right.
Yeah,
Well, that is amazing advice. Is there anything else you wanted to share just with the people?
I think the biggest thing for me is just be nice to people. Always reply to your messages. Always want to do the best for the person, because sometimes that's what makes people decide to buy with you. If you always reply nicely to people, be professional about it, be fair about everything about the couch, about what you can do for them. Just be nice to them.
Mhm.
I think that's the best thing you can do.
Man, brother, thank you for all the knowledge you shared today. People are gonna love this.
Great,
I'm sure
good
they're
to
gonna
hear.
be like, "Where's the Netherlands at?" Um, so your main language is, I was researching, it's Dutch, right?
It's Dutch, yes.
Nice. When did you learn the English? Because it's good, brother.
Oh, my English wasn't that good like 4 to 6 years ago, but
Hmm.
I went on a road trip to Las Vegas, San Francisco, and
Hmm.
Los Angeles with my mom and my brother and my
Hmm.
stepdad. So yeah, me and my brother had to do all the talking. So yeah,
Right. So
and
that's
then
where you first got thrown
yeah,
in the fire.
yeah, yeah, we had to do it.
And
We had to survive.
it paid
And yeah,
off.
also just listening to podcasts, music, videos, everything, just then you learn it, I think.
Mhm. Yeah, that's amazing. Well, this was a great conversation. I'm sure there's going to be an update 6 months from now, and we're going to learn a lot more from you because you're growing, man.
I hope
So,
so. Yeah, I hope so.
and you're on Instagram,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's already called Couch Corner because
Mhm.
a sectional here in the Netherlands is called Hoekbank, and the English is Couch Corner.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll put the link up in here so people can see your stuff as well.
yeah. If they have any questions, feel free to ask. So
Heck
yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you too. Really nice to talk to you.
Heck yeah. We'll
Take
see.
care.
You too.